I'd say that looks like a bunch of hoopla and work got done with no filming. Says you did.
I reckon.
Looks like we got some stuff done today.
Well, I think it's right.
Yeah. Started working on getting all the Z-bar and clutch linkage hooked up. We had everything from Danny Brewer, a bunch of new parts, and the clutch fork and Z-bar are original. That's about it. And Danny hooked us up with everything, and Dad and I, this is the first time we've ever done like something completely factory, you know, with all just the factory correct parts. And of course I painted them all gaudy like what you guys have seen. And well, this is the first time ever doing anything factory. It looks kind of hokey in that angle. That don't look real good.
It worked pretty good.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me a lot of the Javelin. We just got a bunch of testing done, get the pedal throwed down, and I'm kind of proud about is you can operate it just right there. That's perfect. Got
a little free play.
Okay, our free play may have grown a little bit more than the inch we had.
We'll have to see if it growls into gear, we'll have to take a little of that free play out.
That's true. But it's kind of fun to watch the throw-out bearing work from underneath. Alright, so underneath the old Polara, you see we got the spring on here just how the factory wants it, all this crap. We saw a double nut right here with 2 grade 8 fine threaded nuts instead of the factory deal there. Just keep operating it like you're doing a workout. Yeah, exactly so. Yeah, everything's working nice and easy. Got everything greased up. So this, and the first time, I hope everything's right. And well, everything feels right, everything operates. So here's to more progress, and thank you for checking out this little update on the old Polara 500. Yeah, I know it's not real pretty underneath here. The car's a little bit prettier up here. Yeah, pretty daggone happy. So now it's get Dad's new brake lines put back on because we took those free so we'd have a little more room. And oh yeah, you want to go operate that? We can view it from up here.
Mm-hmm. Yellow, green.
Perfect. That all looks like it's operating nice. The thing that bothers me is, I'll point it out in video, is the Z-bar is not parallel with the firewall flange right there. But I can assure you that is all factory. That is the Z-bar that came out of this car. None of that got messed with. And yeah, all disconnected. Now we got to get all this clutch stuff, which you guys are also going to be my friend right now because the camera wouldn't focus on any of this earlier. And now we're going to get a look at potentially unmolested Chrysler installed clutch linkage, which probably has been modified and gooberfied over the years. Okay, that should be everything I need to see.
It's all about letting the motor torque a little bit and ain't gonna mess with the linkage up. That's what them balls are for.
Yeah, so I think it'll be fine. All right, brakes and make engine run, make a bunch of other stuff happen, but that's gonna be it, guys, because all the rest of this stuff to finish this bad girl up, it's gonna take a bit. So it's gonna take us a while to get all the brakes finished up. It's January now.
Ain't gonna breathe very good.
No, got to decide on headers or exhaust manifolds, put the steering column back in it. There's basically, I'm sorry to say, but basically a whole nother video's worth of content. So you're gonna have to wait, okay? I know we're getting close. Like one of the viewers just pointed out in the video where we put the 404 speed together, which just debuted yesterday. Pointed out that he was hoping to hear the engine run. Well, there's always just enough extra stuff. And since we are technically filming this for posterity and all that, might as well. So as always, folks, appreciate the heck out of you for sticking along through all this Polara update and build. And we hope to see you soon in the next update as we turn this big rusty red pile of doo-doo into something that is fun to cruise and looks pretty bitchy. So as always, thank you for checking it out. And Dad, what do you got to say?
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody. So on this fine Sunday morning, Dad and I just got back from the hardware store because we had to go pick up some new bolts for the old Hurst shifter, the original unit to the 64. Patent pending Hurst Competition Plus. Got the bolt stops. I just took it back apart. I've done videos in the past on how to rebuild these, take them apart and re-grease them. I'll probably put a link there. There's also a lot of other good folks here on YouTube who've done a lot better job, basically, on how to take these things apart and how to fix them up, what parts to actually replace. So feel free to look those up if you got any questions. But we got the bolts because you got a 7/16 and I believe a 3/8. And so we're going to get that bad boy mounted up now that everything's underneath. And every little job we do is just one more step to being closer and closer. Like we showed you already, the clutch linkage is all functional now. And so now we can put that shifter back in and we can properly teach Anna how to use a manual transmission with a functional clutch pedal, functional transmission. And eventually, at some point, this old girl will be able to turn key and fire up and motivate. Alright, let's get to work. And just because I don't share a lot of tech tips anymore like I used to, these bolts you need are both 3-inch long. 7/16 and 3/8. Alright, well, we're back underneath of here. And 1964 833, I'd like to introduce you to your original mechanism is sitting in its place. Let's connect these little rods up. And of course, I've got all new clippies because all these just baling wire up here. And I got new shims and everything. I got to go grab those so I can put everything together and it'll be good to go. And well, won't be long before we'll be able to play around with the 4-speed. And it'll just be a drive shaft, brake lines, and a bunch of other hoopla. We can drive her. Oh, that'd be exciting. All right, keep working. And there we go. Got all the rods attached and everything's still in neutral. Unfortunately, with this early Hurst shifter, you can't take the screwdriver and run it through to line all these up to get true neutral, but I'll have to do this the old school hard way and just adjust them one at a time until everything feels right. But job done, it's on there. Now I'm gonna go warm my hands up because it's quite chilly underneath here. Oh, I like how all this looks. So now, for the first time in a long time, when I open this door and I look down in this hole, I can see my shifter. I think we got to get the old handle out now. 10-year-old me is just wanting to row through gears and pretend to actually do stuff. Luckily, it's sitting right here inside on the old Pro Stock. Bring this bad girl out. Reunite this with the old Polara. You know, it's kind of fitting that it all led up to this moment when the car gets its shifter back temporarily, just so I can pretend to drive it. All right, look at that. So now, that feels right. Clutch. Oh yeah. This thing is really sloppy, but that's deliberate. Reverse, no problem. First, can't really see the mechanisms working from up here. All right, well, got some work to do, but everything is just in adjustments now. I'll get this oriented right. So you can see how this guy is. This is our 1, 2, and 3, and 4. This is just bad. And this baling wire, that's unsafe. Cotter pin's a little bit better, but still not correct. So we're gonna take these rods out because this is terrible. And we're gonna put those bushings in along with the proper little spiral clips. It's really easy stuff, and it's gonna make the shifter feel a whole lot more better. Much more betters, as my buddy Chris would say. You know, here's a whole much better view of this. So here's your actual rods that bolt up to your transmission. You'll see these ones they got some handy little writing on there, but these ends are fairly secure, fairly tight. Here's reverse. That'll be kind of normal, but it's these ends right here that's not what you want. And plus, if you crawl underneath the car you're looking at buying, or you crawl underneath and you see your car and you see stuff like this, these little baling wire clips, that might get you by in a little squeeze, but they do make the proper stuff to fix it all. And it can be found at Brewers Performance. Very affordably, very cheaply, and it will show up probably much faster than if you bought from anywhere else. Oh, and just in case anybody ever wanted a little bit of advice from Jed, when you are doing all these adjustments, tightening everything down here, I like to have a crescent wrench or an adjustable, so that way you can open up the jaws and hold on to one of the ends of this, so while you're tightening, it's not actually trying to put it into gear. The other thing is when you go to put those spring clips on, make sure you have a good hold on those, because they only send you 6, and if one decides it wants to take a random trip to Tucson, while you're trying to install it, you're not gonna find it, because it's somewhere in the vastness of Earth that direction. So yeah, but anyways, I also want to show you, I didn't end up using any of the bushings because didn't need them, because none of the holes were that messed up. And just by putting on the proper clips, which these are spring clips, everything is, well, I'm really yanking on it there, so sorry for doing that in front of y'all. Anyways, back to putting this back together. I will argue with a little bit of slop. I prefer things to be snug and firm. So here's the adjustable wrench in action. Just put it on there, and then just like that, in case someone didn't quite understand what I was talking about, then you can hold your rod, your shifter here, and you can tighten that jam nut, and your shit won't fall apart. And then, since this is kind of a field I feel like I might have just a little bit of experience, I want to show you how I tighten some of these up. See, this one was actually exceptionally loose. Our 3rd and 4th gear rod here, I can't get it to focus, sorry, but these things already had these extra thin washers on here. You'll see that guy. I put it next to a regular washer, that gold one right there. Sorry, it isn't gonna focus. Today's not working out too good for me on the old camera, but anyways, there, that's probably better. It's about twice as thick, so it's 5/16 washer there. So I took one of these thinner guys and I coupled it with that, with the spring guy. This is butter smooth, but basically no slop. And I did that with 1st and 2nd here. I got it to where it was nice and buttery smooth, and there's just a little bit of wobble. It's mostly in the actual Hurst mechanism itself. Reverse here, it's also good, so we're good to go. We're gonna put this bad girl together, and our 4-speed shifter should our 4-speed shifter should shift pretty daggone smooth. All right, well, I got Dad crawling in the car. I just tightened everything up. I'm gonna see how this all works. How's it all feel? Buck it into reverse. Pull it all the way to the driver's side. Towards you.
Down.
Oh yeah, forward.
Reverse.
Pull it out. Pull it harder.
Can't go in first. There's reverse.
Yeah.
Wheel drive shaft a little bit.
It's straight places. All right, so I'll be honest, I kind of thought Dad was just being a little too ginger with this, but it's literally just, it's about the most non-violent 833 I've ever experienced. I think it might be a factor of the 2 tons of grease I got shoved in the shifter, but everything was working underneath, so cool. Thank you, Dad. You're the man.
I do nothing.
You were here. You scared it into working.
I gassed it in.
Oh no. You didn't fart in here, did you?
Not yet.
Oh, okay, good.